Okay, Sid, are we going to get this thing running up to snuff again? Sid appears to be deep in thought. Yeah, how's it going? It calms me to look at her. It's as though I've been reunited with a part of me I never knew was missing. Hardly surprising. You did design and build her. I bear good news. The Seaters have granted our request to house the Enterprise. We may take as long as we require to repair her. Of course, it would be rank folly to take one moment more than we require. Ruder, lest we forget, grows stronger by the hour. If we are to have any hope of wresting this benighted realm from her talons, it must needs be soon. Though I am no expert on the workings of airships, it seems plain to me that the Enterprise suffered much from her time in the wilderness. Am I not correct, Sid? You are. Frankly, it's a miracle she carried us this far. As you know, the Howling Eye is encircled by a raging tempest, apt to turn proud trees to matchwood. Our battle will end before it begins if the Enterprise cannot weather the storm. Given time, I believe I can fully repair her. But if this tempest is as fearsome as you say, even that may not be enough. Confound it, there must be a way. A way to brave the fury of the elements. The elements, but of course, that's it. We work upon the element itself. Using the power of a corrupted crystal, we could clear a path through the storm and spare the Enterprise a battering. I see, you propose to utilize the properties of a crystal to alter the elemental aspect of the barrier. It seems so childishly simple in retrospect. Though mayhap not to you, Zest. Don't patronize me, Yaphane. We speak of the manifestations of over-aspected aether that can be found throughout Eorzea. Since the calamity disrupted the land's etheric currents, such crystals have become comparatively commonplace, which has been the cause of great woe. They are known to warp etheric energies, including those of living organisms. The point is, we could theoretically use a corrupted crystal to convert the wind-aspected aether compromising Garuda's barrier into aether of another aspect, one she cannot control. With certain modifications, the Enterprise should be able to deliver us to the Howling Eye in comfort, however hard Garuda blows. But we are getting ahead of ourselves. All of this rests on our ability to procure a crystal with the necessary properties. Have you any idea where we might acquire one? No, but I know a man who might. A scholar by the name of Lambertant, who resides in Camp Drybone. Strange as it may sound, I met him during my time at the church. Well, Marquez met him, I suppose. Whether out of pity or for want of a more willing listener, he would talk to me for hours at a time about his etheric studies, corrupted crystals being his pet subject. It was a result of these conversations that poor Marquez was observed to possess an uncommon knack for theoretical science. Zest, I need you to return to Fanland and seek out a scholar. Sid and I will set about repairing the Enterprise in your absence. Okay, I guess I can do that. I don't know if it's the greatest idea sending the layperson to the scientist to explain this stuff, but I guess maybe they know what they're doing. When I look at her, I feel as though I've come home. I can think of no other way to express it. Why do you tarry, Zest? Our work is not yet finished. We must press onward until the Harpy Queen lies broken at our feet. A bit bloodthirsty there, are we, Alpha? Might as well teleport back to Drybone. The best weather to do it. You, sir, I might have words. Why, yes, I'm Professor Lambertant. Beg pardon, you wish to hear about my research on the corrupted crystals? Truly? Well, nothing would give me greater pleasure than to discuss my work with a fellow man of science. I'm not really a man of science, particularly. Well, he's not your specific field. Professor Lambertant is about to show you something you will never forget. So rare is it to find fellow intellectuals in this region. It is even rarer to find one capable of comprehending the nature of corrupted crystals. Come to think of it, there was another, a hermit whom the church had given sanctuary. Curious fellow, unsociable, rather daft at first impression, yet possessed of an amazing affinity towards scientific pursuits. But to the matter at hand, did you say you wish not to conduct field observations, but to harvest a corrupted crystal? You gads, man, at least take the necessary precautions so you do not suffer from exposure to its harmful energies. I'm beginning to wonder if you've sufficient qualifications to handle such hazardous materials. Still, your ignorance is somehow endearing. Luckily for you, I have precisely the means to which these inherent dangers may be averted. Simply store the crystal you seek within this warded pot to protect yourself from its deleterious effects. Though I suppose you will be bombarded with its energies until you place it within the vessel. Well, perhaps it shall motivate you to work quickly. In any case, take the pot to Hahasako, a student of mine monitoring the flow of ether at Highbridge. Explain to him your quest, and he shall instruct you in the finer points of crystal harvesting. Highbridge. I believe that's still in this region, correct? Yeah. Okay. Let's get to it. Right, we have a ways to go? No, not too far. Across the bridge we go. Well, part of the bridge. Aha. How many times must I be made to explain myself? I am not contemplating suicide, you imbecile. I have chosen this precise position to perform scientific measurements. It's not what I'm here for. A simple clay pot has been treated on the inside with a special alchemical sealant. What do we have here? Containment vessel. Why, this is the handiwork of Professor Lambertant. You thieving knave, I shall call for the... Oh, you say the man himself lent it to you. Then you must have sought me out as per his instruction, which means he believes me experienced enough to expound upon his explanations. At last, the recognition I so rightfully deserve. Okay. I mean, particularly want to get involved in your self-confidence issues. Hahasako is trying very hard to contain his excitement, and is failing. Oh, frabjous day, Kalu Kale. I should be chosen to guide this man. Yes, I, Hahasako, greatest of Professor Lambertant's pupils, shall see that you successfully quarry your quarry. Your timing is impeccable. In fact, for I was just preparing to procure corrupted crystals from the burning wall for my personal research. There, the devastating destruction caused by the calamity has blessed us with a bounty of sublime specimens. But something tells me that naught but a perfect peace will satisfy your high standards, in which case you must needs descend upon to the deepest depths. Amidst the flowing waters and murderous mirror-nights lies the most fantastic formation I have found thus far. Take this highly advanced researcher's tool and use it to separate a small fragment from the large cluster. Place it within the warded pot and bear it back to me for inspection. The path which leads from Burgundy Falls to the base of the burning wall is treacherous and terrifying. But advance with appropriate caution and you shall surely survive. I gather he's just given me... It would not be a lie to say that this sledgehammer was made for harvesting corrupted crystals. Might be a lie to say it was a precise scientific implement, however. Let's make this journey a little more... Yeah, I've never been to this particular area. Should be interesting. It is definitely crystal filled, so that is a good sign. Okay, so we need to get down, so I'll carry across this. And to here. Try and make sure we don't get lost down here. Okay, so the map leaves I need to go further down, so I suppose this way. Aha. I think we are where we need to be. And shove a bit of that crystal into here. That's done. Almost too easy. Which makes me think there was probably more to it. As you know, when have these things ever been so simple? Okay, maybe I'm just becoming a cynic over this time. It's quite the windy path, that is for sure. Hopefully I don't have to come back here too often. Yeah, not a particularly exciting journey. But I guess time is the most important thing here. Let's get back to this fellow. I see, you've come galumphing back. Have you the crystal then? I do indeed. It's in this pot here. What a prodigiously large and lovely crystal. Professor Lamberton will doubtless chortle with joy when you present it to him in person. Oh, and upon your return, do remember to recount how I helped you with your harvesting. You just gave me a hammer and told me where to go. I guess if that qualifies for help. I guess somewhat. Fine. Okay, back into dry bone again. Not really living up to its name today. Rather wet bone. In fact. Okay. Right, I have what you were asking for. My keen scholar's sense tells me that you've obtained a corrupted crystal, am I right? You are completely correct. If you would grant me a moment to examine the crystal. Ah, it is as you desired, a corrupted crystal overflowing with wind-aspected ether. Nope, actually that's not what I wanted. Remind me, for what purpose did you intend to use this crystal again? What? To breach a barrier comprised of wind-aspected ether? Oh dear, that may prove problematic, as this crystal would only serve to strengthen the barrier. Great. I suppose I am at fault for not inquiring into your objectives from the start. Had I known your intent, I would never sent you to her succor. But what is science if not trial and error? And you can truly say that its failure has taught you nothing? Yeah, I can, actually. Think, man, now you understand the methods necessary to safely collect a corrupted crystal. You will doubtless have no difficulty doing so once more. What's more, the crystal you collected can serve as an invaluable resource for the ethereal studies conducted by the students at Baldesion. You've heard of them? Well, I don't mean to boast, but I have a professional relationship with the organisation. Not as equals, of course. I would never be so bold as to claim that level of expertise. You're alright. Your eyes seem to have glazed over for a moment. Anyway, I shan't keep you from the task. You've still a corrupted crystal to find. Great. So I've just done part of your work for you, have I? How helpful. That. Oh wait. I guess I have to talk to him again. Professor Lamberton knows where you might find the crystal you seek. Corrupted crystals of sufficient size and strength are not all that common, I fear. Fortunately, one of my other students, Sena, claims to have discovered another promising site in Eastern Enosia. Wait, that's not correct. Eastern Enosia was where she nearly killed when wandering too close to Imperial Castrum. Now that made for an amusing antidote. It was Western Enosia, Barrow Sirius, on the Isles of Umbra to be precise. I can't recall her exact reasoning, something to do with one of Dalaman's talons or some such nonsense. What I can say for certain is she's still in Airport attempting to access the Isles. Why not travel there and see if Sena's inquiries bear fruit? If you look past the crass and violent ways of the local pirates, you might find your time there to be quite pleasurable. Oh, and do not forget to take your makeshift warded pot, lest she think you are unprepared for the task. Okay. To Airport it is. Huh? Corrupted crystals? So I have no interest in being the butt of your jokes, so if you've no other reason for addressing me, kindly leave me be. No, I have this pot, just for the very purpose. Well, I'll be damned. Professor Lamberton did send you. Beg your pardon, it seems we got off on the wrong foot. I'm Sena, greatest of Professor's pupils, which is doubtless why he bid you seek me out. Indeed, I'm an accomplished scholar with an extensive background in Oh gods, just listen to me prattle on and on. I must have given this introduction a dozen times by now. Yeah, didn't sound particularly exciting. Siena is frustrated with the progress of her research. As I told the professor in my many missives, I believe the area surrounding Ferra Sirius is replete with corrupted crystals of exceptional strength. Unfortunately, I have yet to test my hypothesis, as all access to the Isles of Umbra is prohibited at present, for reasons unknown to me. You see, my attempts to acquire this information are often met with annoyance and disdain. It's rather puzzling, since I always take time to explain my motivations in great detail to the subjects of my questioning. Mayhap you will have better luck wresting the information from these yellow jackets I've all but given up at this point. Maybe over-explaining yourself is part of the problem. Could be wrong. Did I go too far up? Aha. Hey, you startled me. Don't you know better than to sneak up on a person at a time like this? What with all the fatuous gossip of spirits and spectres haunting the Isles of Umbra? Just because I know it's nonsense doesn't make it any less frightening. I mean, it should, if you know it's nonsense. Sounds like you're not too convinced of that yourself. You keen on travelling to the Isles of Umbra? Bloody hells, lad. You drunk or just crazy? Ain't nothing there but death. Death and more death. I didn't really need your opinion of it. Just kind of asked you to point me in the right direction. I love it when people claim to know what's best for me. It's a wonderful feeling. Let's... The Isles of Umbra. What interest have you in that, for God's forsaken place? Ever since we were forced to abandon Ferra Sirius, the Isles have become naught more than a graveyard for ships unable to navigate the shores, and a purgatory for souls dragged down to depths with them. Okay, none of this helped me at all. Let's go report back our non-findings. Well, apart from I guess she didn't know why she was being denied access. This, you returned. Tell me of your findings. Really? Infested with the undead, you say? That is a very, very interesting development. Excuse me for a moment while I gather my thoughts. Okay. Siena seems to have regained her composure. Worry not, my friend. I've given your findings some thought, and I've concluded that this talk of spirits is naught more than local folklore. As for why all travel to the Isles of Umbra is restricted, well, mayhap it's considered too dangerous owing to the abandonment of Ferra Sirius. Yes. Well, anyway, while you were questioning those yellow jackets, I paid a visit to the local pub, since even an esteemed scholar like myself enjoys dulling her wits on occasion. It was there I heard tell of a man named Skyfrin, who was recently detained upon returning from, wait for it, the Isles of Umbra. This is the first I've heard of someone actually travelling to and from there, so I'm curious as to how he obtained permission. I never had a chat with him in my stead. He was arrested after all, so I'm somewhat reticent to approach him myself. Sure, I can do that, I suppose. I assume it was that guy in the cell we just saw. Let's have a quick word. Oh, different guy in the cell. I have to go back. He calls to me. Things to me. Tell me, Mo dear, I'm sorry. Give him this. He was right. Or you could release me. Yes, release me. I will go and tell her. Let me go to her. I won't be doing that. You should probably stay in that cell. Sounds suspiciously like a tempering. Or at least some kind of charm spell. Well, you'd think a charm spell would wear off unless it was sufficiently powerful, I suppose. What did Skirfin have to say? That's not terribly helpful. I couldn't care less about how much he misses his favourite bar wench. What was that about a man named Mimoda? I don't know that name. That's the bastard who grabbed my arse the other day at the pub. Well, if you want to give him that feather, be my guest. I'm not going anywhere near him and his wandering hands. I mean, sure. Why not? Why? Hand wanderer. Now an issue, are you? No? Then what are you? Speak up, son, I can't hear you. Here's a feather for you. This brilliant feather reflects light as if it were actually made of gold. Huh? Fuck me, is this what I think it is? Nah, couldn't be. You found this, you say? Where did you say you found it? Skyphone, you say? I was hoping to have a word with the lad, but it sounds like there's naught left twixt his ears. He was supposed to help patch up Farrah Sirius, he was. Company sent me to supervise a lot of them. Weren't getting work done on their own, see? Half of them walked off, half of them ran off, half of them up and vanished. What's that? You be looking for passage to the Isles of Umbra? Why didn't you say so? I've been thinking of dispatching someone to take a look on behalf of old Mimoda. Tell him how the land lies. Ain't nobody been interested till you came calling. Whole port's up in arms about spirits and so forth. Like the guild, I'd hire some sellswords and let them sort it out. But you do in a pinch, you will. Show this parchment to Skipper and he'll get you there and back. What? I guess I'm heading to... Let's tell Cena where I'm going. So you went and had a word with Mimoda. I hope the valuable time you saw fit to waste amounted to something. Actually, it did. I'm going to the Isles of Umbra. A slip of parchment granting you crossing to the Isles of Umbra. You met a disgusting creature with Skyfin's superior. I found it hard to believe, but this writ of passage does appear to be genuine, so it must be true. I must say, it's a relief to work with such an industrious man as you. I look forward to hearing the discoveries you make in the Isles of Umbra. Without me. Oh, I wasn't planning on taking you. You don't seem fit for the kind of work I do. Saying there's no desire to journey to the Isles of Umbra. Fine, fine. I failed to see justification dragging me along on your journey. But if you insist, I will go as well. I wasn't insisting. Oh, whatever. Come along then. 12 is my witness. If you leave me behind to be devoured by some horrid abomination, I shall come back to haunt you. I mean, that's not the plan. And it really want you to come? Suppose I better just be efficient. Ha! Take me to the Isles of Umbra, he bids. As if it's as simple as... Oh, I see you got a writ of passage. Alright then, climb aboard. See, it really was that simple. Yeah. Interesting area. Let's give Daewoo a bit of a run around. This doesn't seem all that bad. I'm not saying I'd like to build a summer home here, but who the hell's with this? Take your pot and go on without me. You've harvested corrupted crystals before, right? So it isn't though you require my assistance. Speak to the man guarding the gate. I'm sure he'll let you in. Now, if you would please excuse me. Sure. I don't know why you bothered coming all this way. Whatever. Beg your pardon, sir, but how did you come here? Access to this island is currently restricted. Not to me, I have this pot. An old pot? I'm not sure I follow. Oh, I see. You wish to harvest a corrupted crystal. Sorry, friend. We may have to return empty-handed. Why is that, then? Naveed has a simple proposal for you. The writ Master Mimoda gave you may grant access to the island. Look, only authorized personnel may proceed past this point. Why, you ask? Look up and see for yourself. Can't really. When a giant mass of crystal struck the lighthouse, it caused severe damage to both the structure and the machinery within that once powered the beacon. Contrary to what the small folk would have you believe, the fires of Pharaoh Sirius were not the product of mage's thaumaturgy or colossal arcane bomb, but an elaborate contraption fueled by ethereal energy. Repairs are still ongoing, but it's anyone's guess when they'll be complete. What's worse, all workers ceased since rumours of a Walking Dead drove off our entire crew. Not as rumours are incorrect. I've observed the fiends from a distance at the ship's graveyard to the south. What's drawn them to our shores is still a mystery, though. I'll make you a deal, Zest. Help me unravel this mystery and I'll bring you your corrupted crystal. In fact, I shall begin searching for one that satisfies your requirements. As for where to begin your inquiries into the situation, it so happens that a party of 3 adventurers came ashore not long ago, seeking to scavenge valuable trinkets at the ship's graveyard. I'd be surprised if they know nothing of the undead infestation, so it might behoove you to question them. Sure. Over here, are they? You saw them too, right? Dead people, just shambling about without caring the world. Except when they do seem to care, that is, and start shuffling towards the water. It's all there for the taking. 5 billion years worth of wreckage and their cargo. But those queer dead things and that voice. Actually, the voice was quite nice. God's that voice. That single fleeting verse, I can still hear it. Stay clear of the southern shore, friend. It took every ounce of my strength to resist. I see we're wearing similar clothing. Anyway. Right, David. This talk of an alluring voice is surprisingly familiar, as if... That's impossible. They're all dead, aren't they? Who are all dead? Speak up, man. David is sweating profusely. But if they have returned, that would mean... Oh, beg your pardon, I was just thinking about something. Which reminds me, I received word that Master Mimoda would be arriving any moment. Apparently he grew tired of waiting for the lanky young lad with the 1,000-yard stare to return. Which I'm assuming is you. Yeah, I guess. I don't know what sort of arrangement you had, but you should probably go and explain yourself. Oh, there he is indeed. What's been keeping you in this shit? I ain't getting any younger, you know. Some honey-voiced harlot's been calling out the folks that wander near the ship graveyard. It stirred up the dead and all. Bloody hell, this takes me back to days as a cannon boy saying no to Mistbeard. But they wouldn't dare, would they? Not after the lesson we learned them last time. But they bloody would, though. Wouldn't they, those brazen old biddies? It's Some folks said the first purge would be the last, but I knew that deep down in my bones this time would come, and come it has. I bet me bum's ear Siren's behind all this. Nay, not one the sanguine variety, Nishit. I speak of the other kind, them what's got feathers, and lure sailors to a watery grave with their sweet song. Oh, but it don't end there. Nope, drowning's just the start. So even in death, a man stays bound to the beast. Forced to do her bidding till his corpse can't do it no more. It's a fate I wouldn't wish on my worst enemy, except maybe in my drink, and it'd regret it after. Any road, 'tis up to us to stop this hell's-born hussy before she takes another soul. Of course, we can't send you marching off to war without these. The siren don't have no power over a man can't hear a song. 'Tis lucky for you I carry a spare pair, and lucky for both of us I'm a superstitious old sod, eh? Well, she ain't coming to us, so we'd best head over to her, to the ship graveyard in this ship. Alright then. Siren, eh? I've heard of them. Sort of hang around them into these this last little while. Could be interesting to meet one in the flesh. Let's, however, avoid fighting here if we can. If she passes near the shore, she's sure to spot a campfire and come looking. Just a matter of waiting now. Alright. We will wait indeed. Alright. I begin to wonder if some sly bugger ain't spun us a yarn here. We just probably need to wait longer. Quiet. Did you hear that? 'Tis her. Yep, I can hear it. Look, out over the water. She come in this ship. She's come. Good evening. Could I interest you in not killing people? Quick, lad. Shove them plugs in your ears and get ready for a fight. As soon as she realises you're deaf to her ditties, she'll call on her thralls, and we'll be up to our necks in corpses before you know it. Yeah, alright then. I guess reasoning with her is not possible. I don't know how I'm going to get out to see her though. Give her, embrace mine everything. All. Nah, afraid not. True love spurned, his cruelty's reward. Okay. Nope, she's figured it out, I guess. Is that what you've got? No, didn't think so. Despair, mournful mistress, distress. Why? Earplugs, love. Can't really hear you. You're gonna have to speak a little bit louder. Or send better goons. melody, last breath of death, the rhythm. Dost thou not to relent, regret, forever alone? Yeah, I tried telling her I can't hear her. She's not paying attention to me, so... My love, a river, one look, your soul shiver. Uh-huh. The rhyme's pretty basic. No. Don't think I'm going to be able to get to her very easily. No. She's buggered off. Oh well. Yeah, I'm alright. I'm better than that initiate. Happy as a sailor in a whorehouse, I am. Could also be happy as a sailor with 2 Watsits if we'd gutted the songstress, but you can't have everything, can you? Yeah. She'll not come crooning round here again, no, not for a while, any road. And if she does, well, we know what to do, don't we? Thanks for your help, but, bugger me, I clean forgot your name, remind me. Zest. Don't recall having no initiate by that name, but if you're not me old mate, what's the name? Why you been so bloody helpful? Ah, never mind. Be seeing you, lad. Yeah, he probably won't remember me by the time he gets back to his ship. Ah, fine. The ravages of age come for us all eventually. You mean it was a siren? But how were you able to resist her song? Earplugs, mate. I see. I'd heard that most of my motive was heard in the first purge, but I never actually... Purge. I don't like the sound of that. Having survived an ordeal like that, I can't blame him for carrying earplugs around with him. Anyway, I have something for you. The corrupted crystal you wanted. Safely sealed in the pot, just as you requested. Please, take it with my compliments. I have to look into this purge that they spoke of at some point. Put it back to airport, hop in if you like. Oh, it's you. Welcome back, Zest. You're looking remarkably hale, I must say. And more importantly, alive. You are alive, aren't you? Maybe. Aha! The conquering hero returns bearing a gift. Might I have a closer look? Impressive. Very impressive indeed. Yes, I think you'll be quite pleased with this specimen. Congratulations, Zest. Seldom, if ever, have I encountered a corrupted crystal composed of such volatile overabundance of fire-aspected ether. What? You want a corrupted crystal composed of ice-aspected ether to counteract the effects of the raging wind? Ah. Well, the specimen won't help you there. Anyone who knows anything about the elements can tell you that. You'll just have to keep looking, I suppose. Siren knows where a corrupted crystal that you seek can be found. Don't fret now, I know exactly where to find a corrupted crystal comprised of ice-aspected ether. An associate of mine in Gridania has been studying the effects of one such crystal on living beings. Eh? What's with that expression? I thought you would be pleased to hear this news. This is not another wild dodo chase, I assure you. Uh-huh. And what's even better is that this time you needn't use that warded pot of yours to protect yourself from this crystal's energies. Its findings suggest that it is quite safe. Why, you ask? Well, let's just say it's undergone a unique process that has rendered such precautions unnecessary. Stina, I know where you stand. Do not make me come back here. Anyway, do not let me keep you. It has been a pleasure, Zest. Come back and see me sometime, alright? If you see me again... Well, let's just say there might be a few expletives. Back to Gridania. No, over to the amphitheatre. Greetings and salutations. Mr. Flowsaber, I presume. Siren informed me of your adventures in Airport. Terribly sorry about the misunderstanding. As Professor Lamberton is fond of saying, no action taken in the name of science is ever truly wasteful. To the matter at hand, corrupted crystals possessing the properties you seek can be found in abundance in the standard courses following the calamity. Alas, that is no longer the case, and while there is at least one suitable crystal that remains to be found within the Twelveswood, precisely where it is at any given moment is more difficult to say. Permit me to explain. You are familiar with Spriggans, yes? The furry little rascals that are wont to seek out ores and other stones. Well, one such creature with an infamously insatiable appetite has single-handedly devoured every corrupted crystal in the Twelveswood. Fortunately for you, these crystals take an eternity to digest. Even assuming they can be digested, I'm reasonably confident that one still resides within his gut. It's quite fascinating, really. My theory is that this Chiggity first consumed a corrupted crystal when... You couldn't care less about all this, could you? Not particularly, no. I'm just not happy about having to rummage through Spriggan crap. To the point then, Jiggity's seldom makes his presence felt unless there is particularly fine fodder to be had. Therefore, we will require a lure, and have precisely the sort he will find impossible to resist. Simply place this true heart, I shall save the story of the origin of its unusual name for another occasion, outside of the Spriggan's lair, and wait for the opportune moment to pounce. As for the method by which you retrieve the crystal from his gut, I shall leave that to your discretion. Great, thanks. Not much that can be done about it, I guess. I suppose we should head over there shortly.